Hey everybody, it's Mindy with Positive Results Training. So, want to talk about something that I really haven't talked about much, at least done a video about. This is a topic of conversation that is had during puppy training, some of my other, behavioral training, things like that, is the safety for your dog. And when I'm talking about the safety, I'm talking about some of us owners' biggest fears. Well, one of the two biggest fears. Let's be honest. One of the top fears is probably your dog tearing an ACL and having to have TPLO surgery. I speak from experience on that one. And I know I have a lot of friends that their dogs play dog sports, and that's always a real fear. But the other one is your dog getting a foreign body surgery and needing exploratory surgery. So for those of you that are like, well, what's a foreign body? What does that mean? So a foreign body is something that your dog ingests. I'm going to use this as an example because this is something I saw a lot as a vet tech. Your dog eats socks or underwear. They love those things. I don't know why, but that's what they like. And they can't pass it through their intestinal tract. It gets stuck, and now it's an emergency surgery to remove said item. Xena actually had to have exploratory surgery right before she turned a year old because she ate a cat ball and it got stuck in her intestines and couldn't go any further. So how do you keep your dog safe from getting a foreign body and then having to have an emergency surgery? Well, there's a couple of ways. One of the ways is definitely to monitor your dog, make sure things are picked up that you know they will ingest or like to ingest. Don't leave them unsupervised. The unsupervised part leads us to the second part of how do we do this. So there's nothing wrong with leaving a dog unsupervised in your home. For example, I'm going to use my dog, Xena. She can fully be trusted to not ingest things she should not. The cat ball thing was a puppy thing, and we're past that. She doesn't eat things she's not supposed to, so I don't have to worry about her getting a foreign body surgery or an exploratory surgery for getting a foreign body. Now, if she could not be trusted, and when she was not able to be trusted, she was in a crate. A crate is the safest way, because here's what happens. Here's what happens. You have your dog free range in the house, you're at work 8-9 hours a day, whatever. You come home and you find that they tore something up. Now, this isn't something like, oh, they ate like some paper that's more than likely going to pass, or they just shredded stuff. I do have dogs that just shred things but never ingest things. I have lots of dogs that like to shred up their toys, but they never eat the toy. They just tear it up. And that's actually a natural instinct for dogs, so that's not an uncommon thing. But we're talking the dogs that are like, ooh, I'm just going to eat this. So you come home and they've destroyed a toy, and you know that they've ingested part of that toy. That could have been avoided if they had been in a crate. A crate is a safe space. I know there's a lot of people out there that are so anti-crate, and I don't understand why. It is safe. I would much rather put my dog in a crate while I'm gone than come home and find out that they ate something, and now I have to go to the vet and pay a huge expensive vet bill because they might need foreign body surgery. The other part of this equation is you come home, you don't know that they ate something, and you go about the day. Now what? Well, now all of a sudden they're sick, and now you don't know why. And guess where you're at again? The vet's office. Paying a lot of money trying to figure out why is my dog so sick. Foreign bodies are also time sensitive. You only have so much time before this can be fatal and could kill your dog. So putting them in a crate and saving their life is a much smarter decision than leaving them out, letting them destroy something, ingest something, and having an expensive surgery. So let's say you do see your dog ingest something. What should you do? There are ways to induce vomiting. Peroxide is one of them. I would recommend that you call your vet to find out the recommended amount of peroxide that you should give your dog per their weight. I know you can Google it. I don't like Google. I kind of do know the ratio, but I am not a vet. I am not a medical professional, so I'm not going to give that information. This is something that you would have to call your vet and ask them. Once you have given the peroxide the proper amount that your vet has instructed you to give, you basically take them out, run, because you're trying to get that peroxide in their stomach to gurgle all up and get all foamy. You know how peroxide gets, like when you mix it with like baking soda, and it's everywhere. It's how we made volcanoes as kids. And then what happens is that upsets their stomach, bleh, and hopefully out comes what they ate. And yes, they do eat things and you don't know it. This happened to me last week walking a dog. We're walking a dog, the dog poops, out comes a pair of pantyhose. Gross, nasty, that's my job. The owner had no clue that the dog had ate the pantyhose. So it does happen. Just be safe. If your dog cannot be trusted, please confine them. Even if it's like they make those like X pens, so it's not a crate, they have more room, they can move around and stuff like that. This could save your dog's life and save you lots of money and lots of times at the vet's office. So please use the crate.